Farming is not just a livelihood, it's a legacy. Multi-generational producers across the country, and we're here celebrating them with Tailgate Talks. Hi everybody, Colter Brown from the Northern Ag Network. We've partnered with Helena Agri-Enterprises this year where we're traveling Montana, visiting with growers about the challenges and the opportunities in the ag business. Today we find ourselves in Custer, Montana on the Kuntz farm, and this is a special year for the Kuntz family, celebrating 100 years of farming.
100th harvest, so we was established in 1926. My grandpa's grandpa started in 26, so I'm 5 generations, and I got my boy be the 6th, and my dad's the 4th. So we raise, our primary crop is sugar beets. We raise malt for Coors, wheat, we raise silage, and some dryland wheat.
Farming seems to offer both equal parts wins and losses. That's certainly how 2025 worked out. Excess moisture created challenges in the grain crops, but Chad says he's really excited with how the sugar beet crop turned out.
Beets are very good. I would suspect, personally, are probably our best crop of beets. Yet to be seen, obviously. The grain crop, good yields, poor quality. So that was a bummer. Half the price of malt going to feed, is about what it amounts to. So that was a rough one. Pretty good yield on the wheat, really good yield on the corn.
Chad's dad, Cody, talks about the role that sugar beets have played in the success of their farm and what this 100th harvest means to their family.
It's quite an accomplishment for sure, and it's just so cool to have your whole family out here. Most other commodities are down, and you can always depend on a sugar beet to hold everything else up. You got your ups and downs, your valleys and your peaks for sure, but sugar beets have been there for us for that many years.
Of course, a lot has changed on the farm over the years. Chad says it's more acres, certainly more dollars on the line, and the equipment has gotten a lot bigger.
So when I was a kid, we were raising 110 acres of beets, and now we're at 1,400. 3-row digger when I was a kid with topping units on the digger, 3 single axle trucks. Now we're running 2 12 rows, 8 semis, all GPS now. Everything has auto steer. And
technology plays a big role on the farm, and precision agriculture has allowed them to reduce fertilizer waste and reduce costs, putting the exact right amount of nutrients in the right place.
The sprayer is all GPS, and we are sub-inch accuracy with 0 overlap and section control, so that's a big deal. Same with the tillage end of it. We can run longer hours with not as much effort. All of our fields are zoned, so a field like this may have 5 or 6 zones in it, which Helena has done for us with an EM sled, which tells the different types of soils, and then they create zones, and then they take GPS coordinated soil samples every year in the same spot, so we got exact repeatability in the same, so we know exactly what we're doing in the same spot every year. Then they write a prescription in every zone, and then they send that on a zip drive, and I put it in my spreader, in which I variable rate my product on to try to get everything to the same level eventually is the idea. More fertilizer here, less fertilizer there. Less waste in the spots where there's enough fertilizer, the ground's a little poorer, where we got more potential, or this low fertilizer, then it puts on more, and that's all based on samples that Helena takes.
That's why they've invested more in pivots to get better use of their water, reduce costs, and increase efficiency.
Reducing water use by putting in pivots wherever we can, and it makes sense. It's a big deal. Like you can irrigate a lot more with less water. I'm not sure it takes less water over the year, but you can, with a smaller amount of water, you use it continuously, and it just less demand on irrigation, district canals, and less runoff, leaching. We've got the ability to apply our nitrogen through a pivot as the crop needs it.
Cody adds that they're farming with the future in mind, so his grandson and subsequent generations can continue this farming legacy.
Got to deal with your bottom line, but yet you got to keep up on the equipment too. If you don't keep up with that, one of these days you're going to look at everything's deleted and obsolete, and then you really got to update. But you just got to watch your bottom line and go from there. With Trent coming back was just quite an uplifting. It's real exciting to see the next generation taking over for sure.
Chad's son Trent came back to the farm after completing diesel mechanic school to carry forward the legacy that 5 generations before him have dedicated to the farm.
It's super cool. Like I know I'm very lucky to be in the position I am, to be able to maybe someday take over something like that. It definitely means the world. Like, I wanted to farm my whole life. It's just very cool that I'm done with school now and I can actually do that.
Farming is a high-risk business. There's a lot on the line, and it can change in an instant. And Chad says that's why it's important to have valuable partners to turn to. Helena Agri-Enterprises has been one of those key partners, providing not only crop protection tools, but also valuable advice and insights.
Yeah, super important. You know, Helena's been really good. You know, like Barry, whenever we run out of product or we get in a jam and we need some insecticide right away that we haven't planned for, he'll be here whatever time it takes to drive from Billings. You know, that's a big deal.
Barry Marsh is a sales representative for Helena Agri-Enterprises and works closely with the Kuntz family. He says they've proven how successful multi-generational farms can continue to thrive in Montana.
I've been with 3 of the generations, Ed, then Cody, then Chad, and they're always, you know, very progressive. You know, if you have an idea for them of what you think will help them to raise a bigger crop, they're all ears. They strive to do the best they can. And they got an awesome crew. And it's very timely around here.
Barry says Helena is focused on the success of growers, helping them to survive another season and get a little better every year.
With any of the growers I work with, it's you know, you try to do your best job to be there to fill their need and keep them going and try to help them achieve their goal.
Wrapping up, I asked Trent as they begin to embark on the next 100 years of farming, what's on his mind for the future?
I've always wanted to be a part of the farm, take over the farm. You know. It's for as long as I can remember. I mean, I try and get out of school as much as I can. I hope we can just keep on pushing forward. I mean, it'd be cool to expand some and be able to just get bigger and bigger, but if we can just maintain and keep a steady pace, that'd be good too.
Well, as we wrap up the 2025 season, what better way to finish out Tailgate Talks than heading to Bozeman for the Celebrate Agriculture Weekend at Montana State. That's going to be November 8th, and of course, Helena has a tailgate party happening there. If you'd like to win 2 tickets, stop by your local Helena retail location or just talk to your Helena field representative. For the Northern Ag Network, I'm Coulter Brown.